Good morning. This is Rick Roddis, and I'm doing the Distributor Digest via Teams this week. I thought it would be a little more interesting than just reading another article. First of all, I want to say Happy New Year. I'm really excited for 2021 and all that it has to offer. And I'm happy that 2020 is behind us. But I do want to say thank you to all of you who worked so hard during 2020. And really, we ended up performing quite well. Results are still coming in, but I think we did a great job as a team, and I'd like to thank you for that effort. I'd like to key off of something that Nate stated last week. He provided the Distributor Digest update, and he made the comment that our focus in 2021 is all about growth and recovery, and there were 4 key pillars to that growth and recovery. I want to key off of one of those 4 initiatives, execution excellence. Now, one might think that I might reference some process excellence guru or have some set of high-level goals. Not today. I want to make it more personal and local. I had the unique opportunity to go to our Rexburg, Idaho facility and meet with Jamie Ekman and the team down there. What a great experience. I was there for about 4 days and worked in production. My introduction to Jamie was, I thought I'd be going into an office or something like that, but no, she was working the shrink wrap machine. She shook my hand and said, "Thank you very much for being here. And here's the machine you're going to start on." So there I was within 10 minutes, working a shrink wrapping machine, shrink wrapping minted orders and things like that. I know many of you did that also in our other facilities, and thank you for that. But it really gave me a chance to think about process improvement at its most basic level. I was sitting there. The first day was the shrink wrapper was my experience. They didn't let me get into heavy equipment or anything like that. I did work a foil stamping machine, but I kept being asked to go back to the shrink wrapper because I think that was about my level of capability. But one of the things that I did during that shrink wrapping time, one Friday night working there late, it gets a little monotonous. So I decided to play a little game, and I took 5 orders at a time, and I timed myself. So the first set of 5 took me about 9 minutes, and I proceeded to do 5 or 6 other groupings of 5 orders, and I ranged everything from 3 minutes, 30 seconds to about 9 minutes, and that really got me thinking about execution excellence or process improvement, and really, what does it mean? And really, is it a team sport or an individual sport? I would contend it's a bit of both, but really it starts with you as an individual. So what I realized a few things during that whole process of measuring my own performance. First of all, it's about personal responsibility and pride. Taking that time and saying, I'm going to be good at this function, this thing that I'm doing right then. And no one was asking me. No one was really looking over my shoulder. No one was telling me I was doing a good job or a bad job. It was up to me to have that personal responsibility and pride. But I also recognize that I'm in it together. I'm in it with the whole group. All of us play a role in execution excellence. Everyone can partake. It's not just a production thing. It's not just a customer service thing. Literally sales, marketing, technology, pre-press, billing, customer service, equipment operators, shippers, all of you play a role in our execution excellence. If one of us fails, we all fail. The customer doesn't get that product that they had ordered. The other thing I realized is you have to have fun. A lot of our functions and jobs are rote, and they do have to be repeated over and over again. So one of our guiding principles in Taylor United is to have fun. And I found that if I was measuring my time and measuring, and trying different little things, it made that job more fun and more interesting. So ask yourself, how can you make your job more fun? Share success stories. I think this is critical, whether it be at the Distributor Digest and talking to a lot of people, or if it's just in your own row meetings, share those success stories. Tell people what you did yesterday or the day before to make your process better. I worked with Connie Stevens at our Navitor Midwest building, and she embarked on a project last year to create a paperless workflow using PJM for pre-press. And you know, they had to do a lot of training and changes in their mindset and their approach. And she and her team successfully executed that, and it's become a real cornerstone of how we want our businesses to operate from a paperless workflow standpoint. And she saved money, which is great, but also just made things more efficient and better for her team. I would say the final thing is to speak up. You have to speak up around process improvement. If you need something, if you need a piece of equipment, if you need a workflow change, if you need help with something, speak up to either your supervisor or your manager or whomever needs to make that change. Because if you don't speak up, then we won't ever get through this process of improvement. Custom products is a unique business. While equipment, standard operating procedures, and supervision is all important, it still comes down to one order at a time. We ship about 20,000 orders per day, or about 500,000 orders per year to our distributors and dealers. Just think if each order was made efficient by $1, $2, $3, what would the impact be on our business? If I look back on my experience, if I were able to shrink wrap each order in 3 minutes, or each group of orders in 3 minutes versus 9 minutes, I would have reduced the turn time of that order by 3 times. What is that worth? I would be able to do 3 times the number of orders during my shift and becoming that much more efficient. So I have 2 challenges. A challenge to me, I want to put this front and center and focus on it in 2021. One of the unfortunate things about COVID is I haven't been able to travel, haven't been able to get out there to the facilities. So I'm going to be changing that in 2021, and I hope to get out to your facilities and really dig in deep with all of you around production and how to make our businesses more efficient. I also want to make it part of our SMART goals. I want to provide routine updates. And most importantly, I want to listen to you telling me what we need to do to become more efficient. I have a challenge to you. What are you going to do? What are you going to do to help us in our goal of execution excellence? Share it with me. Share it with your manager. Share it with your supervisor. It's important that you take ownership of this process. So thank you for taking the time to listen, and I look forward to seeing you all soon here in 2021. And please have a happy new year.